The finer points of leadership. 50 basic laws that will make people want to perform better for you. Many people think that if you are in charge, people will automatically respect you. They will follow you without question and do anything to keep you happy. This is not the case. You, as a leader, have to make an effort for people to respect your authority. They have to feel needed in order for them to need you. Your subordinates aren't the only people that you need to prove yourselves to, though. Your boss needs to know that they will be able to rely on you. In fact, there are a plethora of people who rely on your leadership. Basically, what the author is trying to say is that if you value everybody who works for you and with you, they will want to work better for you. The book mainly focuses on adults in a working environment rather than being aimed towards children or students. To support Feiner's thesis, he uses 50 different laws that will make people want to perform better for you. The laws seem like they would work in an adult environment, but they do not seem like they would all work in an adolescent environment, such as a high school. Feiner mainly emphasizes how to get the people around you to work better, which is a topic that all of his laws focus on. Though not necessarily recent, Feiner's bibliography is full of reliable sources, like books and speeches by other leaders. I don't think I would necessarily use this book in the future because I am not really a leader and I am not currently in any position to use these laws, as most of them are aimed to an adult audience. I do not think that Feiner is an expert on the subject of leadership for the sole fact that it is the first book that he has published, and I believe that you gain knowledge from experience. He is a good leader, but not an expert. The people that rely on you are grouped in many different ways. First are subordinates. You have to have an obligation to let them know what you want from them. You can't just sit back and watch them struggle to meet deadlines without your help. They need to know that when you succeed, you won't be leaving them behind, but taking them with you. If they know it is expected of them, they will try their best to live up to that expectation. If you don't tell them what you want, your followers will do the bare minimum. Favoritism is a no-no. Treating people the same will ensure that no one will feel inferior, which will make them function better. Your subordinates will feel more obliged to work for you if they know why they are working. They need to know the entire plan. If you let them know what they will get out of the plan, they'll be more committed to the cause and to you. If they are committed to you, you must return the favor by being committed to them. There are some circumstances where you need to tell your subordinates exactly what they are doing wrong, even if they don't want to hear it. If you do, it will benefit both you and them. Also, if someone new comes, you need to take the time to instruct them on what to do. This way, everyone will know what they are accountable for. Next are the bosses. You need to respect them. Even if you don't particularly like them, they must have done something to get a position higher than you, and you must respect them for that. You are responsible for the way you and your boss get along. If you cannot tolerate each other, they will be able to make you miserable at your job. Even if you don't get along, it is imperative that you are committed to the cause and to them. Nobody is perfect, and your boss does not know automatically what is going on in your life. He or she needs to be informed about what could and is detrimental to your performance at work. Because if they don't know you, they can't rely on you. Teams are also important. You need to be able to take charge. Being a leader is not something that anyone ever has to apologize for. In fact, it's something to be proud of. Not everyone can know just what to do in a situation. If you can, it's a good thing. To create a team, everyone must be willing to make it work, to make the best team possible. You can't just fill up your team with people because they are available. They need to be people that you're able to rely on. They need to be able to commit to the cause of why the team was formed. And they need to understand what the team hopes to accomplish or achieve. You need to establish rules for your team. For example, make them realize who does what. Eventually, the team will fit together and everything will run smoothly. In order for the team to function, they must be able to get along with each other. If they do not, the entire team will suffer and you will never be able to achieve what you wanted. Peers are also an important factor. Leading them is complicated, as they are technically equal in right to lead as you. Taking control of them could be seen as insulting to the followers. Since you are equal, it is extremely important to realize that you aren't taking the roles of a leader and a follower, but as partners. Partners are equal in all ways, but it's still acceptable to stop your partner from doing something stupid, something that would risk what you were hoping to achieve. Let your partner know what you're concerned about and how you think it should be solved. Asking for your partner's opinion shows that you respect them and their opinions, and that you know that they aren't inferior to you, that you are equal in all ways. Listening to their ideas and using them makes your partners feel like they matter. It shows that you don't think of yourself as better than them. It is important for a leader to realize that they can't do anything alone. Without followers, a leader would be useless. You must remember that your boss, subordinates, and you all rely on each other. And if you try to go off on your own, you will ultimately fail. A person needs others to succeed. When the hunger for power creates conflicts, leaders must think of options out of the conflict and how to do damage control when the conflict is resolved. If they cannot find a solution to a problem, they are most likely an inept or new leader. They need to know that they cannot always be right, and they need to appreciate being wrong once in a while. If others are fighting, you must never get involved. You don't have a say in whatever they're fighting about unless they're fighting about you. Don't argue for one side or another. Be a neutral party. This lets people know that you are impartial, which makes you able to clearly assess a situation, which is a good quality in leaders. If they still cannot resolve it by themselves, it is your responsibility then. It's good to give them an ultimatum. Either they live with your decision, or they make a decision themselves. Having people argue about ideas is usually a good thing, though. It shows differences in creativity, which promotes a broader spectrum in your work. If some process is not working, it needs to be changed. If the change isn't promoted as necessary for the survival of the organization, there's a good chance that the change will end up doing more harm than good. However, if it is presented as essential for the company, many more people will accept it. When the change happens, it must be a smooth transition. You cannot just expect people to come into work one day and do something that's completely different from what they have been doing. The change needs to be gradual, just little differences here and there until the entire process has been changed. The workers need to feel comfortable. They would feel even more comfortable if they had a say in what changes should happen. If you do take your subordinates' opinions, it shows that you value your employees' opinions, which is a good trait in leaders. According to a survey that I created, 100% of people want to work for somebody who values their opinion. Many people want to work for somebody who tells them what to do, but they don't want to be micromanaged. You give them guidelines, but you don't tell them exactly what to do and what they're doing wrong, because people need to have their own creative freedom. Some people say that if they were a boss, they would be dedicated to their subordinates' careers, but other people say that it would be too much of an effort, or it would depend on how dedicated their subordinates were to their jobs.